Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Java database connectivity. Let us see what is Java database connectivity. Java database connectivity is used to store data in a tabular form. So what is data? How you are going to store in a tabular form? For example, if you are going to open a Excel. So if you are going to open a Excel, so this is going to store the data in the form of tabular. For example, here I am going to type the serial number, name, salary, and so on. So here I am going to type the serial number 1, and here I am going to type the name ABC and salary 123. So similarly, I can able to enter 2, so CDF, and here I am going to enter some other salary. So here you can able to compute the sum of two numbers. So here you can able to create a question. So where it is going to result the 279. So here, whereas database is also going to store the data in the tabular form. So where it can able to store the data like a username, password, and other kind of things and so on. So here multiple files cannot be related each other. That is, we cannot store the data in the form of a relational database. So here at the time, so we can able to interlink the data from one file to another. So we should know how to establish a relation between Java program and the RDBMS. To establish this relation or data flow, we should have a connectivity. This is called JDBC. There are two types of applications, namely standalone application and web applications. Let us see what is the general architecture. So here the general architecture, Java application is the topmost application where it is going to communicate with the JDBC driver manager. So where JDBC driver manager is going to interact with JDBC ODBC bridge driver. So it is going to relate with the vendor specific ODBC driver. Whereas the another application is vendor specific JDBC driver, it can able to communicate directly with the database. So the difference between two are, so one is a proprietary, so which is meant for paid usage. JDBC ODBC is a open database connectivity which will be for freeware. Next, JDBC. JDBC is an interface between Java and database. JDBC receives queries from Java application program and communicate with the database. All the communications are in the form of SQL commands. JDBC is responsible for open a connection, communicate with the database, execute the SQL statements, and retrieve query results. For example, if you want to communicate with the backend applications, so which is database. Front end is the application which is visible to the user, so which can communicate with the graphical user interface. But the database will be always storing the data in the form of a tabular format. So it will be in the backend, so where you can able to visualize that particular data like a pie chart, bar chart, and other kind of charts with the GUI interface which is connected with the Java. So next, open database connectivity. It is a standard designed by Microsoft to interact with the database. ODBC is packed with many features and extending support for all type of databases. ODBC provides multiple mechanisms for performing single task and number of data handling capabilities. For example, if you want to connect with the ODBC, you can able to connect with by using the command. For example, here I am going to type the command odbc ad32.exe. So if you are going to open the ODBC, open database connectivity, which you can able to connect with the domain name server. So here you are having user DSN, system DSN, file DSN, drivers and tracking, connection pooling, and about. So where you can able to see the connection pool, so where SQL server can able to have a 60 seconds in order to timeout. So here there are two ways you can able to add the database. So whatever the server if you want to add, otherwise you can able to use a drivers. So where you can able to add to the library like a jar file. So that we will discuss. ODBC provides multiple mechanisms for performing single task and number of data handling capabilities. So let us compare JDBC versus ODBC. JDBC and ODBC are X-open call level interface for SQL. JDBC is not a derivative of ODBC. JDBC is a compact and simple, so which can able to communicate with the Java driver to other database connectivity. JDBC is meant for simple access to database and difficult tasks at least make it possible. So what are the different types of JDBC drivers? JDBC driver is responsible for making connection with different databases. For example, you are having a different databases like Oracle, MySQL, DB2, Sybase, and other kind of Microsoft server, and NoSQL databases like you are having MongoDB and other kind of databases. You can able to communicate by using a JDBC driver. It is also translating the queries received from application and submit into database. You can able to submit the queries and you can able to retrieve the database, create the table, insert the table, and other kind of things you can able to perform. A reverse translation is also required to perform by the driver. JDBC speaks Java to application and native languages to databases. JDBC drivers are exist for almost all databases. Appropriate driver is needed so that will be loaded for required databases. Types of JDBC drivers. So here there are 4 types of drivers. Among that, type 1 is designed for JDBC ODBC bridge driver. The driver uses open database connectivity provided by the database vendor. It translates JDBC calls to ODBC calls. It requires ODBC to be installed on the machine. So you need to install specifically ODBC into the machine. Although it was commonly used in the past, it is less popular due to it depends on platform specific ODBC drivers. So what is platform specific ODBC drivers? It means, for example, it depends upon operating system to operating system. For example, Linux is going to install some other manner, and Windows is going to install .exe file, and Mac is going to install by using some other application. If you are using Java, so .class file can be executed anywhere, so it is platform independent. So but whereas in the case of the type 1 JDBC ODBC driver is not that much of capable. Next, type 2 native API driver. This driver interacts directly with the database through a vendor specific native library. So where here it is going to interact by using a vendor specific native library. It means, so it will be having its own queries where it can able to interact with the databases. It uses the client side libraries of the database. So there are 2 versions, namely client side and server side. So whereas a client side can be deployed in the individual machine, so whereas server side application can be run in the multiple machines. They are faster than type 1 drivers but still depend on native libraries, making them less portable across different platforms. So because it is also like a type 1 driver, because it is also not platform independent, it is we can able to make somewhat portable, so where it may not available for different platforms. So next one, type 3 network protocol driver, so which is a middleware driver. This driver translates JDBC call into vendor space independent protocol, which is then translated back to database specific calls by a middleware server. So here a middleware application will be running, so it will be communicate with the JDBC and ODBC. It allows for middleware server to interact intermediately between the client and the database. So where you can able to use this particular any application can be deployed in the Java, and you can able to make it as a server, and you can able to run in the local host. It provides better portability and performance compared to the type 1 and type 2 drivers. Next, third one is a thin driver, so which can able to directly communicate with the database, which is a pure Java driver. This driver communicates with the database using a vendor specific protocol. It doesn't rely on additional native libraries or middleware, and it is written entirely in Java. So basically in type 3 you need to write some of the middleware application. So by using that application you are using. So it is entirely used by Java. It is platform independent. So whereas type 1, type 2 are not platform, but the type 3 is having a drawback. So it has to use some middleware application. So whereas it is fully platform independent. Now which kind of drivers you are using means you can able to say type 4 driver. So there are seven steps involved in implementing the JDBC. First one is importing a Java SQL package, load and register the driver, establish a connectivity to the database server, create a statement, execute the statement, retrieve the result, and close the statement and connection. So these are the 7 steps. Let us see one by one. So now the first step, we are going to load, register the driver. So basically we are going to use a class.forName driver class name. Basically Sun Microsystems has introduced the Java. So because of that reason in name we have mentioned that sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc odbc driver. Otherwise you can able to use com.mysql.jdbc driver. So depending upon which kind of software you are using. For example, if you are using a MySQL as a database, you can able to use com.mysql.jdbc driver. Based upon which particular driver, which particular software you are using, you can able to use that particular name here. If you want to establish a connection, so where you can able to create a connection, object name is con equal to driver manager.get connection. So where you are going to specify the URL. So what is URL? So URL is a uniform resource locator where you can able to specify a IP or a local host. For example, here you are going to see driver manager.get connection, JDBC MySQL is a connectivity. So now here you are going to specify the IP address, which particular server IP. So now here campus DB is the name of the database, and MC is the root password and password of the particular MySQL software. Next, managing statement. Creating a statement of connection class is used to make object of statements. Statement object stat equal to con.create statement. So where is con? Con is a connectivity connection object. So by using a connection object you can able to create a statement. So now what kind of statements you can able to use? If you want to execute a query, you can able to use a SQL command, or if you want to update a query, you can able to use a SQL update. So this kind of commands you can able to use. Result set. So if you want to execute a query method, it retrieves the selected records as an object of result set class. It stores data in the tabular format. For example, row ID and column ID can be used to identify the data. So for example, if you are going to use here, you are going to specify the row and column. Basically data will be in the form of rows and columns. Here you need to specify the row ID and whereas column ID. So next, rows are records of the table and columns are fields of the table. A cursor is attached to fetch the data from any row. Next one, metadata. The information describes the structure and properties of your data. For example, two types of metadata: result set metadata and database metadata. Result set metadata is about information, the data contained in a result set, such as column name, column number, column data types. Database metadata is information about database, such as supported functions, example username, current transaction and isolation level. For example, you can able to specify primary key, foreign key and other kind of things will be related to database metadata. There are different steps involved in order to install MySQL 5.5. So you can able to install the latest version. So here in this PPT which we are using SQL 5.5, you can go to the website and you can able to download the software. So if your operating system is 32-bit, you can download 32-bit. Otherwise you can able to download 64-bit operating system. Otherwise you can able to install the other versions of Navicart for MySQL and SQL Yoke. So here we are going to download the IDSQL, so which is going to interact with the GUI based upon the MySQL command line prompt. So now the second step, you need to install the IDSQL. So now I am going to open IDSQL. So here I have opened the IDSQL and you can able to see. So in this manner it will be there. So if you want to delete this one, so whenever you have created this one, so it will be not having any session, and if you can able to create a new session name, so here you can able to click and rename that one localhost. So now here you need to type the port number, and so here you are going to type the password. So password which I have typed is root. So here we have given a 3030. So you can able to open. So here you can able to create a database. So I am going to drop the student. So here I am going to create a database name. Create new database name student. Student is the name of the database which I am creating. So now I have created a database student. So now here you need to know so how to use this particular IDSQL. So these are the steps which I have followed. I have created a database name which is student. So now the next step is you can able to open the NetBeans. So I have opened the NetBeans. So it will take time. So now you can able to add the jar file from the library. So you need to download a connector, MySQL connector Java 5.1 bin.jar. So that connector should be entered with .jar. jar specifies the Java archive file. So now, so how to create the connection? So for that you have to make use of the method called getConnection. GetConnection is a static method which is present inside the driver manager class. So let us see how to establish the connection and using the getConnection. GetConnection method accepts 3 parameters which are shown below. So now here we are going to create a package. Package is something like a project. So where we are going to create a project name as a database connectivity. And now here we are going to import the package, import java.sql.connection, where you are going to establish a connection. So next import java.sql.driver manager, so it is going to communicate with the drivers. So next import java.sql.sql exception. So if any exceptions is occurred, so it can able to manage the exception. So whatever the package name is there, the same thing we have given as a class name. Within the class name we have given a connection object. So here we have created a connection method, get db connection. So db connection is a database connection method, so which we have written for connectivity purpose. It throws if any exception is occurred, it is going to throw an SQL exception which is mentioned in the package. So it means header file. So we have imported that particular package. So now we are going to create a connection object name is connection driver manager dot get connection. So now we are going to establish a connectivity between JDBC and MySQL. MySQL is a software which we have installed. JDBC followed by colon MySQL, and within the IDSQL we have named a localhost. The port number is 3030. The name of the database which we have created is student. So here we have created a student database. So now here it is the root name is a username, root is the password, and it is going to return the connection. So where here we have specified API application program interface, whereas MySQL is a vendor specific. Here either localhost or IP address you can able to specify. So in previous slide you have seen IP address 172.16.5.27. Based upon your computer IP address, if you have made the modification, instead of localhost it can able to communicate with the IP address followed by the port number. Here we have given 3030 port number. Here employee is a database, so here we have created a student as a name of database. So let us write the program in this one. So here I am going to create a new project. So here I am going to create a Java application project. Click on next. So now what is the name of the project you are going to create? So here the name of the project I am going to create is Java database connectivity. So it is going to specify that it is already existing. So if you want to specify one, you can able to specify. So otherwise, so here you can able to check the project. So I am going to delete our entire project. Also delete source file. So now it is deleting the entire project. So now I am going to create a new project. So Java application project. Click on next. So here I have named the Java database connectivity. Click on finish. The name of the project is same as package name. So now here the class name is database connectivity, and what I am doing is I am going to copy this entire program and I am going to paste it here. So now here in libraries we need to add a jar file. So now here add jar. So jar specifies Java archive. So where I have created in a G drive. So here Java database connectivity. So where it is the jar file, MySQL connector Java jar file. So now here I have added to the libraries. So this particular jar file is going to take care of connectivity. So now here if you are going to run the file, so it is going to show it doesn't have main method. So because here we have not at all written any public static void main. So now let us go to the program. So if you want to run the SQL, so before that you need to run a server. So here services.msc. So if you are going to type the services.msc, it is going to open the services, and here if you are going to type the MySQL where you have installed, you can able to see. So here you can able to stop and you can able to restart. So now you need to start the particular MySQL server. So next, here if you want to learn the basic commands of SQL, so here if you want to create a database name, so create database name. So if you want to use the database name, use database name. So here I am going to open the MySQL command line. So now here I am going to enter the password. Password is root, so which is in capital letter, and it has been connected. So now show databases. So now I need to show databases. So it is going to show the databases. So now I want to use a student. So what command I need to use? Use student. Use student is the name of the database. Now we have changed the database. So now if you want to show the tables, show tables. So it is going to show empty set. So it doesn't have tables here. So now what you can able to do? You can able to create a table. So how you create a table? Create table, table name followed by how many number of columns you can specify. So if you want to show the table, all the things here. If you want to describe the table, you can describe, and if you want to insert the table, you can able to insert the followed the table, and select the table means you can able to retrieve the table values. if you want to update so table, so which particular column you want to update and which value you want to replace, so and we can able to specify the where condition. If you want to delete a table, you can able to delete a table, and if you want to drop a table, you can drop a table followed by drop table name. Similarly, you can able to query the data by using a filters. Select start from table where followed by condition. So where employee ID equal to 125. So like that you can able to specify. You can able to sort the data followed by order by ascending order or descending order, and you can able to limit the results by using a select start from table name, limit maximum number of records or minimum number of records, or show 10 records, 20 records, like that you can able to limit. And you can able to use a aggregate functions like a sum, average, count, minimum, maximum, and so on. And you can able to add column name, so which you can able to add additional column name, and modify the column, so you can able to modify the column. So here if you want to add a column name, how you are going to add a column name to here. So here you are going to type employee ID, so column is added successfully. But here in the database, so it is not easy like Excel. So here you need to specify a query. So add a column name to the table, alter table, add column name. If you want to modify the column, so if you want to replace employee ID with another name, you can able to replace. Delete column from a table, you can delete a column, or rename the table, you can able to rename the table to the current table to new table. So now these are the commands which we have used already. So now creating a table. So if you are going to see this existing program, so which we have written here, the every particular thing is same. So here we have changed the class name. So now here we have given a public static void main string array arguments, so which is going to throw SQL exception. So now the method which we have specified here, public connection get connection, so that is method contains about connectivity. So now what we are doing, connection object. So for where is the connection object which we have written, so this is a method which we have specified. So get DB connection, public connection method is DB connection. By using a connection you can able to specify connection object equal to new database connectivity. So now from which method you are using, get DB connection. So what is get DB? Get DB is a method which we have specified. So get DB connection is a name of the method for connection which we have written here. So now, so that method. So now we have created a statement, statement object, statement equal to connection dot create statement. What is connection? So connection which we have specified is already here. Connection is a connection object in this one. So connection dot create statement. So which statement you are going to create, which statement you want to execute. So now by using the statement object, statement dot execute, so now you are going to create a table. Create table student 2. So where you are going to create a two particular columns, ID var 20, name var character 50. So now you have created a table successfully. So then it is going to print the successfully table created. So let us copy this program and run this program. So now what is the class name which we are going to create is create table. So now go to the NetBeans and here click on the database connectivity, new Java class. So name of the class is create table, click on finish. So now we are going to copy the entire program. So here I am going to paste the entire program and I am going to run the file. So now it is going to show the message build successful, total time is 0. So now here if I am going to type the command show tables, it has shown empty set. So now again I am going to show tables, so it is going to show the name of the table which is student. So next, if you want to insert the values inside the table, everything is same, only thing is I have changed this particular command. So I have given a query insert into student2 values. The name 101 is the ID and name is the name of the student. So now you can able to specify this one. So if you check the previous slide, everything is same. So I have not used anything, so only this particular line is changed. Instead of create table student2, insert into student2 values 101 comma name. So only this particular thing we have changed. So here varchar 2 you can able to specify, number you can specify, some other values you can able to specify. So here we have specified a varchar something. So now here we have inserted a student2. So now what is the program name? Class name, insert into table. So now I have copied the insert into table and I am opening the NetBeans. Click on the database connectivity package, new Java class. So what is the name of the program? Insert into table. Click on finish. So now I am going to copy this entire program and I am going to paste this program. So now I am going to run the program. So here it has not shown any error message. It has shown build successful. Next I am going to go to here, select star from stu2. So now it has shown 101 comma name. So for example, if I am going to run this program again, 108, I am going to give here my name. So name Pradeep. So I am going to run the file. It has inserted successfully. I am executing select star from student. So what are the values as executed? 101, 108. So again I am going to insert some more values. 1010. Here I am going to specify my entire name. So I am going to run the file and run the command select star from student2. It has shown 3 particular rows. So like that you can able to insert the values and you can able to see. So here we have retrieved from the command prompt. So instead of retrieving from the command prompt, so what we are doing, we are going to create a one more table, so which is going to retrieve in the NetBeans itself. So here up to here it is same as a previous program. So here we are using a result set object rs equal to statement.execute query, select star from stu2. So stu2 is the name of the table. So now here we need to retrieve the values. So it need to know which is the column name, so which is the second column name. For example, here we have given in Excel, so serial number, name, salary, employee ID and everything. So here serial number 1, 2, 3, 4 we can type. Name 1, 2, you can able to specify different names, salary and so on. So but you need to identify the column names. So because of that reason we have given a ID name. So now here we are using a while loop. So by using a result set object, so in result set we have given a select star from student2. So now so rs is a result set object, so dot next. So basically we are going to specify whenever you are using a scanner, so next int, next float, next double, like that. If you are using an array, so you are going to write the array dot length. So now here we are going to retrieve the next particular column ID. So we have given rs dot next. So here we have know already that what is the varchar ID, what is the integer, what is the number, all the things we know. So but Java doesn't know. So which data type you have already given, whether it is an integer, a string, a character or the other thing, it doesn't know. So for that we have done is we have specified a string s and s2. You can able to specify. So here what we are going to do is we are going to store into the string. So is rs dot get string id, string s2 equal to rs dot get string name. So based upon the id and name we are going to retrieve the particular things. So finally we are going to retrieve the particular IDs, so which is converted into string. So it is converted into string format, so it is stored in s and s2. So now system.out.println, it is going to print the values stored in S and S2. Now let us compile this program. So retrieve is the name of the class. So now I am going to create a new Java class and retrieve, finish. So now here copy the program. So now run this program. So now what are all the values which we have given? So here, so we have retrieved successfully. So this is all about Java database connectivity. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.